Hello everyone. So in the question 36 of GATE 2019, we can see this is a question from compiler design. Okay. So the question is, consider the following grammar and the semantic actions to support the inherited type declaration attributes. So we'll explain what is inherited type attribute. Okay. And after that, it is also telling that let x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 and x6 be the placeholders for the non-terminals d, t, l or l1 in the following table. Okay, so here we can see here are x1, x2, x3, x4 as well as x5, x6. Okay, so they are asking that which of the following options are appropriate for x1, x2, x3 and x4. Okay, so here we can see that for all of these x1, x2, x3 and x4 we have options like L, T, L1 and as well as D. Okay, so we need to choose the correct option. So before going forward, firstly let's discuss about what is inherited attribute. Okay, so inherited attribute is an attribute of a non-terminal on the right hand side of a production is called the inherited attribute. The attribute can take value from either from its parent or from its sibling. Okay, so let's understand it by using an example. Okay, so for example, let's say we have a production rule A goes to BC. Okay, is a production of the grammar and B is the attribute dependent on A. All the attributes of A or all the attributes of C. Okay, so here we can see that B is a non-terminal where all the attributes of B is dependent on its parent's attribute or its sibling's attribute. Okay, then then B will be called the inherited attribute. Okay, it will be the inherited attribute because all the attributes it is taking either from its parents or siblings. Okay, so for our given grammar and production rule, we can see, suppose for a given example, this T. Okay, so if T is taking the attributes from D or L, then we can say that, okay, these are inherited attributes. Okay, because it is taking the attribute from its parents as well as siblings. Now let's look into our question and let's solve it one by one. So firstly, you can directly see from this production rule L goes to L1. Okay, here x3 dot type is equal to x4 dot type. So it means that the x3, okay, x3 is taking the attributes from x4. Okay, and for being inherited, x3 should be the right hand side. Okay, which can take attribute from its parent. Okay, because if L is taking attributes from L1, okay, that means it is taking attribute from its child. Okay, not from parent, not from any sibling. So according to the definition of inherited attribute, it can either take values or either take the properties from parent or from the siblings. Okay, so for that, the appropriate choice for x3 will be L1. Okay, because it is taking the attributes of L. So the perfect choice for x3 will be L1 and perfect choice for x4 will be L. So that is obvious. Okay, then after that, for x1 and x2, here we have x1 as well as x2, we need to look into all the options. Okay, so for the first option, first option, let's see. So it is in x3 and x4 we have accordingly. Okay, in x3 we have L1 and in x4 we have L. Okay, so these two are correct. Let's look into x1 and x2. So here we can see they are saying that x1 is L. Okay, x1 is L. Okay, x1 is L and x2 is T. X2 is T. Okay, that means L is taking the properties from T. Okay, L is taking the properties from T, and that is correct if you are talking in terms of inherited attribute. Okay, so that means the first option x1 is L, x2 is T, and then x3 and x4 are implicit. Okay, this option is correct. Okay, so option A is correct. Now if you look into all other options, you can see that this combination x3 equal to L1 and x4 equal to L, this condition itself is not satisfying. Okay, because you can see in option B we have x3 L1 is okay, but x4 is T. Okay, that is not okay. Again, x3 L1 is fine, but x4 is T. It is also not okay. Again, here x3 is T, x4 is L1. So that is also not okay. So we won't check option B, C, and D. We will only check the option A, and we can see that it is correct option. Okay. So for A, or it is following all the conditions. For option B, x4 should be L. For option C, x4 should be T, and I mean, sorry, here the x4 is T, okay, but it should be L, right? So see, it should be L, okay. And for option D, x3 should be L1 and x4 should be L, okay. So here the correct option is option A, as we discussed. So I hope that the given explanation is understandable and you are getting the information correctly.